Back in January, Meta's acquisition of Manus was done and dusted. The deal was completed in 2 weeks. Everyone was extremely excited and looking forward to a great future ahead because Manus had walked in as a partner to build up all of AI agents for Meta's products. The Chinese authorities were informed, but apparently they stepped in way later than it was expected. And then they went ahead and cancelled the entire deal. It's fallen through. Supreeth Koundinya, our senior tech journalist, has been following this story, and he's on front page today with me to shed light on what actually has happened. Because, well, this came out of nowhere. Welcome to Front Page.
Hi Sudhi, happy to be here.
Wonderful to always have you with us, as always, Supreet. I have to ask you this. To all the viewers who are fresh to this, I would like for you to please at least start, what was the deal all about? And what was Manus's role in this entire thing?
Right, so for context, Manus built the agentic AI platform where you could just put in any prompt, it would fetch various sources of information from the internet, connect to different tools, and just essentially build things for you. Essentially like deep research, but on steroids, could accomplish a lot of tasks for you. Meta saw the potential and acquired the company for a reported $2 billion, while the official numbers weren't out yet. But what also happened before Meta acquired was Benchmark, which is a US-based VC firm, again saw the potential and poured in capital to Manus AI. But what happened is because Manus was a Chinese AI startup dubbed as the Butterfly Effect, that was the parent company, and a US VC firm investing money into a Chinese startup puts them into a very dicey situation.
That's a complete no-no.
Exactly. So Manus shifted its base to Singapore, which sort of gave them a safer space to get any sort of venture capital investments from the United States. And then eventually Meta came in and decided like, hey, you know what, let's acquire Manus. And everything seems done and dusted. The transfer has been done. Reports also say that Manus's products have begun to integrate with Meta's AI stack.
Yeah, because
and
it's time, right?
Forward. But the thing is, this is one, we've seen the sentiment from China, they're really protective about their technology, about the algorithms, about any sort of homegrown tech that is built within the country. It should not be subjected to any sort of transfer, especially to a country like United States, which has been long treated as an adversary.
What they're talking about, I just want to add to what you're saying, Supreet, the Chinese regulators are actually calling this, they've characterized this as a conspiratorial attempt to hollow out the China tech.
Exactly. Look, because the IP was developed in China, the talent is from China. The precedent that they're trying to stop is that, look, you are a successful Chinese startup, you can't just go to Singapore, you can't just change your base and then start attracting investments or any sort of capital interest from the United States, because one, this transfer of proprietary technology from China to United States, but it's also pretty funny because when Manus was released, many people found out that it was just built on Anthropic's flawed models. So again,
the irony of that situation.
Granting China the benefit of doubt, this is like truly proprietary technology that cannot be replicated at all costs. They're just coming here and saying that, look, so what if you've shifted base from China to Singapore, right? Your talent is from China, the tech that you've built is from China. This is proprietary technology that cannot simply go to the United States. Because we've seen there's so much research coming out of China today. I think probably the country with the most amount of AI research. If this sets a bar that, listen, anyone wanting to attract interest from the United States can just shift to Singapore, it puts Chinese ecosystem at threat, right?
But Supreet, let's be honest, fair. I mean, I get the paranoia, to be honest, as far as the Chinese regulators are concerned, because it is a paranoia. And yes, we know that they're very stringent as far as these aspects are concerned, especially the moment you say United States, even in a whisper, correct? But from, let's say, Manus's point of view, they scaled down their operations, they moved to Singapore, they informed the regulators. It was not like, they were playing hide and seek.
I mean, it's all in the open, right?
Correct.
The fact that when Meta's
then why
acquisition...
this kind of a backlash?
Exactly. So when Meta's acquisition interest came, they also moved away from all sort of Chinese presence, shut down operations in China, cancelled their commitment with Alibaba. The thing is, it didn't come out of nowhere in terms of the regulatory conflict. The moment the acquisition take place, many analysts had already commented that this is just calling for some sort of a regulatory action. The fact that Benchmark, the US VC firm, even invested into Manus, also brought in regulatory interest or scrutiny from the United States. People just saw it coming. I am sure Manus saw it coming. The default position that both Manus and Meta are likely to make is that, look, this is a completely legal process. This has happened well within the legal limits of what Singapore allows. But what China is really trying to say is that, no, not on our watch, because this was something that you guys built here out of China. Just because you moved out to Singapore doesn't, just wash out things.
Tell me this.
But since the question that you asked me from
the backlash.
Yeah, from the backlash was that I think it's again not been too long. It's just been
but from the firm point of view.
Yeah. But with Manus's point of view, they're going to continue to maintain that we did everything possible within legal limits. And look, I mean, there is so much more capital in the United States. It's a very, very lucrative market. If Mark Zuckerberg comes calling, you just go. Correct. With a $2 billion investment. For example, if you look at Alibaba's commitments with AI, just to, for scale, their commitment in 2025 was like what, $53 billion. That's the amount of money a company like OpenAI raises overnight. China does not have all the compute that they need. US has all the compute that they need. For a startup like Manus, it was a natural inclination to go to the US calling, albeit a very risky move to divest from China and go to Singapore, because we've seen a lot of China wants their startup. If you want capital, please get yourself listed in Shanghai or Hong Kong, right? Many Chinese AI pure play LLM companies are taking that road of being listed publicly in the Chinese territory. This is not something that they want to do. It's going to be really interesting what Manus's response is going to be.
Tell me this. You talked about the fact that they will cite legal guidelines. They will cite all of those factors. Manus, do you feel now from here on will have assistance from Meta? Because fine, the ban is there. Do they have a right to contest this in the court of law as far as Singapore is concerned? Do you feel they're going to go down that road, that so-called legal loophole which they were trying to exploit? They can maybe make the maximum out of it.
Right. I am 100% sure they're prepared for this, right? This
Correct.
is Meta at play. Meta has seen all sorts of lawsuits in its, there's one company that knows to circumvent. I think any big tech company is very well versed in circumventing any sort of legal implications. I am sure the moment Meta put in $2 billion, the very first question is, look, we are investing in a Chinese origin company. You have to understand what stakes are at play and what you are expecting. This is just asking for regulatory action. I'm sure Meta is prepared with any sort of response. Singapore is in the middle, right? Who do they listen to? Do they listen to the US? Do they listen to China? Would China pressurize Singapore saying that, look man, what the hell, you can't just invite startups. You can't just provide a safe haven for startups coming out of China. And
because I mean, that might have long-term ramifications.
Exactly, that's the thing that China wants to prevent. So I'm sure Meta has, they've had a response ready since the very first time.
Also forget, Supreeth, you have Benchmark as well. They are no greenhorns right now. As in a VC, if they're also investing, they would have also done their overall 100%, due diligence.
100%. I think, look, with the AI era, countries are paranoid more than ever, right? We've seen people compare AI to rare earth, uranium that could power nuclear weapons. That's the sort of mentality that people are at. So I'm sure this paranoia would be taken into account. Benchmark as well, it's not entirely clear if they sold all of their stakes to Meta. But given all the parties involved, they were ready. I'm sure they're ready for the ramifications. We've not had any official comment or statement yet. What we also know is Manus's founder and co-founder are also barred from leaving China.
Oh wow.
The thing is, it is very difficult for us to know what happens with Manus's co-founders and the kind of things that they will have to go through, because we know what happened with Jack Ma. Right? We know what happened with Jack Ma. He was kept in the dark for long. None of us knew where he was until he appeared in recent times. So, but this is again, you have Meta and Benchmark at play. So it'll be really interesting as to how all of these parties, Singapore, Meta, Manus, Benchmark, and the Chinese government come together and deal the issue. But
but the real question, what just comes to my mind is, do you feel that Meta, fine, they've gone ahead with the deal, they've done the acquisition, everything. So, the intent was there. it was all above board. But given now the kind of pressure cooker situation this entire situation is in, do you feel at some level or the other, Meta might just say, all right, listen, I don't want to get my hands too dirty. It's fine. It didn't work out, didn't work out.
I think if that was the case, if they didn't want to get their hands dirty, if they wanted a pure escape from, look, investing in Manus is a dicey thing, right? They're born out of China. They would have never taken the deal, right? I think it's a very fundamental mental model that they've proceeded with. The moment you are putting your hands into any sort of Chinese investment, we've seen, right? I think I also remember in 2021 there was this company, Chinese company, that listed itself on NASDAQ after moving all of its bases. China said, no, this is not happening. You got to come back. There's enough precedents that Meta has to look forward to. I do not think Meta would do anything apart from supporting Manus, because I think the moment Manus's investment acquisition was announced, everyone from a journalist like me to an analyst thought like this is inviting regulatory pressure and action.
Correct.
100% sure Meta is ready, but what I'm 100% sure is whether we'll get to see those side of things. Their dealings with China.
Maybe you're right.
That's going to be interesting. But
what does it do for a lot of the Chinese AI companies, Supreeth? I want you to close with that.
Right.
I mean, given this entire proceeding, moving forward, how do you see the overall landscape?
Most Chinese companies, they've played it safe and they've also played a good game. Because what's happened is we've seen many researchers who have studied in China, have also studied in US, but then have joined companies like OpenAI or Google, but then have come back to China to work with DeepSeek or Kimi. Chinese companies today have AI companies, at least from what we can read, is that they have tremendous support from the government.
Yes.
Tremendous support for investment. It's a very collaborative environment, as we spoke yesterday, about DeepSeek. DeepSeek is using Kimi's architecture, Kimi is using DeepSeek's architecture. Tencent and Alibaba are also developing their own foundational models. Tencent and Alibaba are also investing in DeepSeek. So it's a very harmonious environment, as it seems, even if harmonious is the wrong word, a very collaborative environment. A bulk of Chinese companies want to just develop in-house. There's also very less pressure because we've seen companies like DeepSeek releasing a model after 1 year.
Correct.
Even then it's still not the best model, right? There is no pressure as such. It's a very good ecosystem that's going in, no dearth of talent. Lot of AI research from China is coming in. That's the country that produces the most number of AI research.
So this might become a cautionary tale.
Exactly. So I'm sure if something happens to Manus, a bulk of Chinese AI startups would be like, look man, I told you, you got to stay here. Right? We've done, companies are going public, they're getting investments, they're making waves across US, even on platforms like Open Router. Kimi's AI models, the 2.5 is one of the most used models in the last few weeks. They're getting everything they want, from adoption to the praise and the supremacy that China has always eyed for on a global platform. They've all got it, right? So Chinese government would say, you know what, look at what your peers have done. They're getting so successful in China. You could have just done the same, but you decided to go to Singapore and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think there's any jealousy among Manus's peers that, oh look, you've got an investment from the US.
Fair enough.
They're doing good in China.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Supreeth Koundinya, as always, brings us some fabulously interesting insights as far as the overall tech and AI landscape is concerned. Follow his articles on Analytics India magazine. As far as this conversation goes, I think Supreeth has highlighted a lot of aspects, but also at the same given point in time, there is a lot of wait and watch which will be happening as far as these proceedings go. Will this end up being another cautionary tale? Again, we will be following it on front page. But it seems like Meta had its bets in the right place. It was trying to go ahead and maybe exploit a legal loophole, and it finds itself now in some hot water. What the Chinese, of course, are trying to figure out is, from their sovereignty point of view, they're putting it across as this is definitely something which they will not allow now, or for that matter, in the future. Where does that leave the companies in the balance? We'll of course get to know with these proceedings as they progress. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Front Page by the AIM Network. Like, share, subscribe, and of course please let us know your thoughts in the comments below as far as this development is concerned. Think AI, think AI.